but I did get your favorite superheroes G Fuel flavor.
You get the Spider-Man one? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. How dare you? Brandon, how dare you, Brandon? Brandon, look at me. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Well, what is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the D-Pad Connect podcast. As always, I am your host, George, alongside my favorite co-host, who is the only co-host and the best co-host of the co-host world. If there was a multiverse of co-hosts, he'd be winning all the co-host fights because he's the best co-host. That is the most you will ever hear the word co-host being said on a podcast or any audio format, and his name is Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Yay! That's a very prestigious award.
It is. You're the co-host of co-hosts in all of the land of co-hosts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching on YouTube. If you're watching here, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're listening to us in audio format, you can always find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and on Anchor.fm, where everything goes live normally by the end of the week. We try to be as good as we can. And as always, we always try to excuse ourselves because we know that schedules get in the way, and this is just a passion of ours that we love to do. We just love to talk, and I guess God gave me the gift of gab. So I can talk about video games and anime with my friends forever. So that's always good. And also, what other podcast has this?
Oh. Gotcha. I'm going to answer that question. No other podcast has that.
No other podcast, because I'm the only one that holds Mjolnir in miniature size right now.
Yes.
You see this? I am worthy. I found that at a yard sale, but I'm worthy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's mini Mjolnir.
I need you to put some thunder effects here, and this is in commemoration, of course. This is being recorded on a Thursday, of course. Thor: Love and Thunder is coming out today. I just remembered, Brandon.
Oh yeah.
That is being released today.
Oh, it is today. Okay, I thought it was tomorrow.
It is today. Yeah. I am an old fart, as you can see. I have bags under my eyes, so I am not going for a while. Maybe I'll go along with Brandon. We'll plan something soon.
Yeah.
So, so yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching, listening. Of course, today's podcast we're going to be talking about. I have a rant. And it's a good rant.
He has a rant, people.
It's a good rant to me, at least.
Yeah.
I have a rant. We're going to be talking about our favorite Yu-Gi-Oh memories. Of course, sadly, today we found out that the creator of one of our favorite manga and games growing up, card game and show, anime, has sadly passed away. And can you refresh my memory, Brandon, on his name? I do apologize.
Yes, it's Kazuki Takahashi.
Kazuki Takahashi, and I do apologize. I had it and I totally forgot as I was going to say it now, Brandon. But thank you so much for. And we obviously here at D-Pad, we're nerdy. We love anime. We love all of these things that we grew up with. This is what the podcast is about. We're so passionate about gaming, about pop culture in general. Mm-hmm. And Kazuki Takahashi, I said it right, correct,
yeah,
Brandon?
You did.
Yeah, Kazuki Takahashi. Created one of the most memorable things of our childhood, and for us 90 babies, it was Digimon, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh at one point. So Kazuki Takahashi, thank you so much for all of your contributions to not only the world of anime by creating the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh, but also for inspiring many of us to go into card games and just explore the world of Yu-Gi-Oh and become fans of it. So thank you so much. And of course, D-Pad takes this moment of silence really quickly. All right. So, Brandon, we've been gaming and watching stuff, right? I think. I know I've been gaming. I've been watching stuff. I don't know about you.
Kind
of. There you go. So, for me, really quickly, I'm still watching Miss Marvel. Got to catch up to this week's episode. I think it's great. It's very teenager-based. It's like a coming-of-age story. She's coming into her own as a hero and learning about her powers. The powers, after the season finishes, I'm going to give like my full-on review. I'm still like whatever about the powers. Like I think they appropriated them correctly, but it's not. Can you pause here real quick, Brandon?
Yep.
right, back to Miss Marvel talk. So, Miss Marvel is good so far. I haven't seen this last episode. I'm looking forward to talking about it. Yeah, like I was saying, the powers are like whatever to me. I guess they're tying them to something more cosmic to go ahead and relate to Captain Marvel a bit better. But we shall see. We shall see what they do with the rest of that. So I've been watching that. I've been watching the Umbrella Academy season 3. Really into that right now. I'm almost done with it. Just 2 more episodes, and yeah. And as far as playing, still in the gaming funk, playing whatever I can, whatever I'm into that day. Currently going back to God of War, and you guys will know why in just a moment. But I've been playing TMNT with Brandon, which has been awesome. Oh, yes. We have a funny video, plug. But we have a funny video that Brandon
somewhere.
Click up here somewhere.
To the wave.
The jellyfish party.
Oh yeah. That was a good episode.
that was like one of the best.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we've been playing TMNT and we had such a good time playing that.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So, Brandon, that's all I have because I know we have a lot to talk about during this episode. But that's all I've been playing, guys. I'm looking forward to whatever's coming out for the rest of this year. I think I have only 4 or 5 games on my list for the rest of this year, and that's even if school allows me to play them. So we shall see. So go for it, Brandon. What are you watching or gaming on right now?
So I guess I'll start with watching. I finally got around to watching No Way Home. Excellent movie. I give it a honestly 10 out of 10 for me.
A lot of people did, and not even being funny. A lot of people did. Not even because I'm a Spider-Man fan, but
yeah,
that's just one of Marvel's top movies. It's still the top movie for me right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I totally get why. It's just awesome that they brought all the original actors back. Even what's his face, Willem Dafoe. Like he killed that performance.
He was the best. Him and Dr. Octavius.
Yeah, I cracked up laughing when he just kept getting punched in the face, but he was smiling the whole time. It was like only he could pull that kind of performance off.
Yeah, because he can pull off psychotic very well.
Yeah, it was such a great movie though.
You know what part made me laugh with him was, I don't know if you noticed this, but right when they first introduced his character after he's in the shelter with Aunt May. Yeah. And for those of you guys watching, if you guys haven't watched the movie, spoilers. The movie's been out for ever now, but it's funny because if you look in the background, he's stealing the donuts and putting them in his coat. Did you see that?
I did notice that. Yeah. Cause I was actually watching with Eli at his house after I finished helping him with his little stream.
Yeah.
We watched No Way Home at his house, and I picked up on that. I was like, this dude's in the background just stealing food, like he's a hobo.
Yeah, because he didn't know where his next meal was coming from, right? Like it was kind of like one of those things, but it's still pretty funny to see him just
trying to sneak it.
Yeah, that was funny. So yeah, continue, man. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's just I love that movie.
No, it's fine. So I mean, not that it really not to really stop me from watching Doctor Strange 2, but now I'm gonna watch that because I wanted to watch that first, even though I've heard it stuff in No Way Home isn't exactly important to Doctor Strange 2, more so like stuff from WandaVision, I think, and What If. You'll see a lot of plugs for that. So yeah, now I can finally get to watching that. That'll be a good one. George told me it's horror so.
Yes.
I'm preparing for a lot of jump scares.
It's funny because our pastors watched it and they were like, "That was a horror movie," and I was
really?
like, "Yeah, pretty much was." Okay. Yeah, that's what their thoughts were. To me, it's not scary at all. It's not scary horror. It's just has a lot of horror elements to it.
Yeah. I get you. I think that's all I've been watching. As far as playing, like we said, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. That was a hoot and a half, as some people say, but not a lot of people.
As the kids say.
Yeah, as the kids say. They definitely don't say that anymore. What else have I been playing? Weirdly enough, I have that itch again to play World of Warcraft again. Creating the same class, the same name.
What class do you go with?
I usually I'm trying to start with the warrior. It's just like such like one of the most basic classes, but I'm like trying to level that up, and I keep getting to the same point where I'm like under like level 18ish, and then the itch kind of dies down, but then it's like still there kind of. But at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to be spending $15 a month on a game that I might continue to play?
They still charge for the membership?
Yeah, well, you can play up to level 20, and you can, I guess, technically continue playing it, but you just won't get to level 20 if you're not subscribed. So, I don't know because I know usually the levels stick with, like the enemy levels stick with like what the player is, so it's not like too over leveled. So, I guess you just wouldn't get any new abilities or new mount speeds or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with it for once and maybe finding the max level of character.
You know, I've always wanted to try World of Warcraft. I just feel like it's such a deep rabbit hole that I'm scared to go down, especially because I don't want to spend money on a membership. Like if they ever brought it to console, maybe. But
yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. If they apparently Xbox might with that. Since they bought Blizzard or something, Microsoft bought Blizzard.
Yes, and that's what I heard, and that's what I'm looking forward to try games like that.
Yeah.
Brandon, I don't know, you're gonna be mad at me, but
yes.
I think the Xbox is about to become my main console.
Wrong button. There we go.
Yeah. Well, Brandon and I are no longer friends, and this is the end of the podcast. No more podcasts ever again.
The D-pad is done forever.
Yeah, and I guess a part of that for me, man, is like Sony has been more exclusives than anything, and then specific games I play with you guys. That's it.
Yeah.
Xbox is like games that I wouldn't play with you guys or that you guys aren't gonna play. Like for me, a lot of those games are usually on Game Pass. Yeah. And I find myself gravitating towards that. Like I'm obviously still gonna be a PS player, but I think that's the luxury of having all of them. Like Kaylee, my daughter, she loves Minecraft on that thing. Oh my god, man, she's gonna be a Microsoft kid. Like I don't even think she plays PS with me, but it's like she's definitely grow up a Microsoft kid because she loves Minecraft on that thing.
Well, now it's like the new Xboxes seem more child friendly since the controllers can actually fit in kids' hands now.
Yes, and they're not giant killers or giant destroyers. Yeah,
or can be used as a blunt swinging weapon.
Yeah. So what you should do is we should find two of those remotes and just go into the park and start swinging them like this and see if we clock anybody with them.
Exactly.
Well, we don't want to do that because we don't want to catch a case. But yeah, we can do it to each other with helmets or something.
Yeah, exactly. See, the shortcuts to everything.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So yeah, so gaming wise, World of Warcraft, you have that itch. All right.
Yes. I think that's really been it. TMNT, Warcraft. Of course, I kind of got back into shiny hunting, like with Sword and Shield.
That'll never end for you.
It really won't. Honestly, that itch will always be there. It just kind of slowed down because, like I said, Arceus really ruined shiny hunting for me and a lot of shiny hunters out there. So I went back to Shield or Sword, I mean, and went back to everyone's least favorite hunting method, Masuda, and I gotta.
Did you know that he stepped up? He's no longer with Game Freak. He's with the Pokemon Company now.
I heard something like that. Yeah. But wasn't he? I heard he was part of the reason why some of these weird designs we've had lately. So maybe it's a good thing.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it is. I agree.
I guess we'll find out when we find out the starter evolutions for this region, which I just realized I thought we got the region name already, but apparently we didn't.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I thought we did for some reason, but
I'm gonna call it Little Spain for now.
Spain, Espanito.
Yeah. Espanito. No, well, it's funny because it's based on the Basque country. Basque. I think that's how it's said. But yeah, that's like a more older cultural area of Spain.
Okay.
And I had a teacher actually at my school who studied that culture for a while. And every time he tells me about it, like I can see glimmers of that in the Pokemon trailers, like that old school
Oh,
feeling to things, like very cultural.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I guess that's why Scarlet is like in the. I guess it's supposed to be like in the older age. I
in the
guess.
past, yeah.
Yeah, or past. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. I wonder if it's really in the past or if it's just like two different sections of the island embraced different time zone, different times or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe the Scarlet Professor is just studying like prehistoric, or not prehistoric times, but like past times, and
Mm.
the Violet one just studies like more towards the future, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't
I
know.
mean, that's what their names mean is past and future. So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I don't know, but
We'll see.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's really been it for me as far as playing. Um, I guess I have been playing the Disney Mirrorverse too a little bit.
How's that?
I honestly do like it. Because you kind of get these new designs for all these Disney characters that that you already know. Of course, not every single Disney character is in there with the redesign, but they got a lot of good ones. Like they got Captain Hook, they got Sully from Monsters Inc. Mulan. They got a bunch of different like redesigns and kind of showing off like some cool powers related to their characters.
What
So
kind of game is it?
it's kind of like a sort of like one of those team building ones. You start off with a character they give you at the start. You progress with the story. You use these crystals to summon new characters for your team, and you can kind of just put it on auto and let them fight the like each round or each level. So yeah, kind of like you get the map system like 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, blah blah blah, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
I don't know if I'll continue it for a while, but for now it's cool.
Hey, it's always at the beginning. I'm not a mobile gamer at all, so I never touch mobile games.
Yeah,
Jesse always used to get me to play that One Piece treasure
oh, yeah, the One
game or
Piece
whatever that
game.
he loves.
Yeah.
Never, never even bothered. I think I tried it once and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. Yeah. So that's what we've been gaming and watching, guys. Now we move on to something very close to my heart. It is something I am very upset about, really.
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead, cue music, Brandon. But
I don't know music.
no. So I want to start off with good news, of course. Yesterday on Wednesday, we received the release date with a new CGI trailer for God of War Ragnarok, which I am super excited about. If you guys know me, you guys, which most of you guys do. I'm just a huge God of War fan. It's my top 3 franchises for PlayStation, and I love God of War. This last game, one of my favorite games of all time, of course. It resonates with me completely, especially with the father-son dynamic. And then, of course, I have 2 kids of my own, so it kind of just resonates with that. But the game is just to the point that I'm replaying it now to try to get the platinum. I'm actually crazy enough to go fight those Valkyries, which everybody else did it, so I can do it too on easy mode, but still I'm going to do it. So still counts. I beat the game on normal originally.
It
So
does.
yeah, and I beat a few of the Valkyries on normal. It's just I just want to play the game to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not that that's an enjoyable task to go fight something that can literally kill you in like 3 hits, but but I'm gonna try. So maybe we'll talk about it throughout these next podcasts and see how the progress is going.
Yeah.
So that's all fine and dandy. As some of you guys know as well, I'm actually a huge Steelbook collector for specific games. I used to collect them for everything that I could, but then I realized some stuff I trade in, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have the case for it. Then I end up having to get rid of the Steelbook anyway. So there's a lot of things that I prefer to just kind of stick to regular cases for. And then there's just Steelbooks, and Best Buy is really good at giving away free ones too, so that's pretty good too. But I found out, Brandon, right? God of War Ragnarok has a collector's edition, and I'm figuring, okay, they're going to release a special edition like they did for Horizon Forbidden West. So lo and behold, however that phrase is said, lo and behold, no, they did not. No special edition. So I said, okay, fine. I'm assuming they're going to release these 2 collector's editions, and I'm not really big on collecting the full collector's edition. I did it for the first God of War, but I really have no space for statues. I don't have space for as much as Thor's hammer is there, and it looks amazing. I would love it. I already have my own
Yes.
yard sale, but the collector's items that it brings besides the actual hammer is they just don't appease me. They don't do anything for me. Like I don't need little figurines and stuff kind of hanging around or whatnot. So it's just one of those things I'm not into. So obviously I saw the steelbook in there and I said, oh, that's awesome. They're gonna have a steelbook. Maybe I will get it just for the steelbook, which is kind of dumb. So don't do that. I wasn't really gonna do that though.
Yeah.
It's too much money for just a steelbook and a hammer. I mean, the hammer is worth it, but just a steelbook, not worth it.
No.
But then I saw that they did something that they just recently did with the Horizon Forbidden West collector's editions, which is Brandon. Drum roll, please. Yeah, whatever that is.
There'll be a real drum roll.
Okay, there you go. So they pretty much have a steelbook in these editions with no physical game. It is literally a voucher code for the digital game.
That's so weird. I don't understand the point of that. He's trying to get in his Zen mode.
So, before I toss Thor's hammer across the universe over here, I just don't get it, Brandon. Like you just said, I don't get it for two reasons. One, people are paying extreme amounts of money, and see, here's the thing. With Spider-Man, I ended up getting the PS4 collector's system, right? I got the system for it. And then I ended up buying the collector's edition on the side. The system came with a game. I gave the game away because I already had the Steelbook game come in the collector's edition. Fine, whatever. If people want to do that, if you want to buy... I mean, that was just me at the time. I got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I was like, I need to upgrade to this Spider-Man PS4 because I'm such a huge Spider-Man lover, right? So my thing is I don't get why they couldn't be a special edition. I mean, I'm obviously... It's not the end of the world, guys. It really isn't. This is me just kind of nagging, I guess. But
it might be the end of the world.
What was that?
It might be the end of the world.
Could be, and if it is, I love you all. But my thing is it's just not. I don't get it. Why give away an empty steelbook so that somebody can go out and have to go buy the physical game just to have it when they already have it digitally? I think the only way that would work is if you literally sold somebody your voucher code for the same price of the game and then go buy the game. But that would have to be somebody who either A, loves digital, or B, just doesn't care. You know? So to me, it's like, don't release collector's editions and then don't put the game inside of the steelbook. That is super dumb, super silly. That's my personal opinion. I'm just a steelbook guy. I'm hoping Best Buy surprises me and they have their own steelbook to give away. But right now, unless somebody hooks it up, unless somebody hooks it up with that steelbook, I'm not going to have one. It's going to have to be a regular case. So that'll be perfectly fine to me. Next there's another game I'm super excited for that I didn't talk too much about, I think the last podcast, but it's the Callisto Protocol. Now, that one has a collector's edition, and then it has a very nice, it has a collector's edition, and it has a steelbook, and the game actually comes in the steelbook. But funny enough, the steelbook is just whatever. Like, it just has like a silhouette of something, and then it has the Callisto Protocol in the front of it.
Yeah.
So I'm very like minimalist. Like, let me grab the God of War steelbook so you guys can see.
Yeah. His head is gone.
Oh God. Oh God. I don't even know where it is. Oh, it's right. Sorry.
There it is.
There should be. See?
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like
nice
that.
One, right? It has engraving on it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The back of it has some words that I do not know how to read. It says something in Nordic or Slavic, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what the language is. The inside of it. This is the original God of War PS4 game, right? So then let's look at the Horizon Forbidden West one, right? That one was pretty good.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, very minimalist. Just a nice little artwork. The one for God of War Ragnarok looks awesome too.
Yeah.
I really like it. So I don't know. I'm just kind of ranting, I guess, about collector's editions not having an actual disc inside of the steelbook. Callisto Protocol is fine. For me, the joke I was going to make about that when I was just talking about it was that I was telling Brandon that it comes with a statue, but the statue is literally like the main character just completely just destroying some sort of like necromorph looking creature. I forget what they were called in the game. They gave him a different name, of course, but yeah, he was destroying some sort of creature, alien creature. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want my kid walking in and seeing somebody just getting destroyed in the statue just for a steelbook. And $250 seems pretty steep. I think
Yeah.
collector's editions are a bit overpriced sometimes, especially for the type of statues you get, because they're not like high quality statues. They're just vinyl, which is
Yes.
pretty like very plasticky. Like even the God of War one, as much as I like it, and then when you look at it, it looks really good. It's still very plasticky.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my rant is Sony, don't know why you did it. I mean, you even have The Last of Us Part 1 coming out soon, and it has its own special edition, which sold out in minutes because that game is just super popular.
Yeah.
But it was only exclusive to the PlayStation Direct store, so it wasn't like everywhere. But I don't know. I'm just like a steelbook guy, so if I can get a steelbook, yeah, I'll pay a little bit more for it. It looks nice. It comes in a nice box. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy one was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we shall see. So that is my rant over. Now we're gonna move on to some news. Not news, actually. It's not even news at all. But we're gonna move on to a really good memory. We're gonna talk about our best memories regarding Yu-Gi-Oh. In memory of Kazuki Takahashi.
Yep. Got it.
I'm memorizing the name, and I do apologize. It's weird. You go so many years loving something, and then not even like thinking about the creator at all. You know,
That's
like or
true,
thinking about
yeah.
who created it. Like in my head, I used to see this name all the time, and unfortunately, you know, sadly, he passed today, and it's like, whoa, like I completely forgot about this. So,
Yeah.
we are gonna talk about our favorite Yu-Gi-Oh memories in memory of just celebrating his life, for his contributions to the anime world and obviously to the world of trading card games via Yu-Gi-Oh. And yeah, so Brandon, my first memory, or my only memory that I can elaborate on fully, actually I have two. One of them is funny. The first one is, so my first deck, remember they used to sell the decks at Toys R Us? Like the full decks?
Yes.
When decks were actually like really cheap, they were like only like $13, $15. So funny, I always wanted Yugi's deck, right? I wanted the Dark Magician because Dark Magician was just the man.
Yeah.
And my dad brought me Kaiba's deck. So, but I learned to love Kaiba's deck fairly quickly, especially because of the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, it was one of my favorite memories because I remember it was a Sunday after we got out of church. Ironically, after church pretty much condemned Pokemon cards and everything else.
Oh, yeah,
But
that's right.
at least my church did. So shout out to you guys running my thing. I still love Jesus, but you guys ruined that childhood of mine with all of those crazy messages you guys had.
Oh, yeah.
Glad you guys learned better. Look at Pokemon. It's in my background now. But I'm just being facetious, guys. I'm just being facetious. But no, it's one of those things where I remember showing up and my dad showed up and he had gone to Toys R Us to get us stuff. And he knew how much I was getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I remember he gave my brother, I forget what he bought him. He bought him like some toy or something like that. And he looked at me, he was like, here, I got you this. And it was my first deck. So I was wilding in that room. I was running around in circles. I was like, I'm so happy. I remember opening it up. It was like in a nice see-through plastic. You open it up, the whole deck is there. It comes with a bunch of instructions that I never followed. Comes with a rule book. I remember it came with a rule book too. Just out of this world. And I remember just after that, just collecting them like I did Pokemon, you know. The funny thing is though, I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh was meant more for like teenagers of that time, like more like older teenagers, given the fact that a lot of the designs could at times be questionable, but they were also very like intense. Like sometimes you had like some demon like ripping something off, or you know, like just very intense designs, which is why my mother didn't want me playing it. But I remember that I just have such a fond memory of getting my first deck and just like how it looked and just everything, and having that Blue Eyes White Dragon in my deck was just, I felt like the man going to school the next day. Well, look at this, you got a dragon, me. but but the other funny story is my brother, obviously knowing that I was the Yu-Gi-Oh fan, Pokemon fan in the house, he would sometimes get cards for me from his friends that were giving them away. So I remember one day he shows up and he's walking behind me and he's, very smiley and giggly and stuff, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, what's going on? What, are you okay? And he goes, and we always had this thing. I'm such a kid at heart. I'm getting all giggly about this, but when my brother or me had something that would impress each other, or like it was for him, like I was surprised for him, like if I got my brother a toy or something, we would always have.
Oh, God.
So we would always do some sort of like hype music with our mouth, like as I introduced the item to him, or he would introduce the item to me, we're like, like something just hype, like, oh, look what I got, like, oh man. And it was just funny. It was because he had gone out of his way to get me a Dark Magician. The funny story about this is that the Dark Magician he had gotten me, the kid had completely destroyed. Like the back of it was just destroyed. The front of it was even worse, but obviously I couldn't do nothing about the front. I just had Dark Magician. And I remember he gave it to me and I was, oh wow, like thanks so much, bro. Like, it wasn't that hard to get a Dark Magician at the time. You could just literally go buy Yugi's deck and you'd have it. But for some reason I just, I never got around to it. I just had whatever I had and that was it. I remember getting a Red Eyes Black Dragon though, from a friend. They gave me that, that was another cool one. But yeah, no, so long story short, Brandon, he gives it to me. I remember I took a card that I didn't want. I glued it to the back of that Dark Magician to make it stable because it was, like I said, very flimsy and messed up. And obviously at that time as a kid, you don't think about that ruining anything. Yeah. And then the kid came back the next day and said that he wanted the card back. To my brother. Yeah. Because his father had told him, why'd he give anything away? Now, his father was just being a jerk. Yeah. Because really there was no reason for it. Yeah. Shout out to you, buddy. You took away my Dark Magician. But it's all right. But it was funny because when my brother had to give it back, the kid was like, oh, wow, you fixed it. And I was like, if he only knew I crazy glued the back of it. So his card will never be normal again. Yeah. But it was just one of those fond memories. I guess the last thing I can share is obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Became so popular, they had a bunch of knockoff cards at the dollar store all the time. Oh, you remember that? Yeah, they used to always have them. And I remember like somebody bought me a pack one time and I was like, why is Dark Magician blue? Like what is going on with this card here? Eventually you get the version of Dark Magician that is blue, but it was like a completely different card. It was just not it at all. Yeah. So that is my story. I am sticking to it. Those are the fond memories I have. I don't know if you have any, Brandon, to share.
Actually I do have one. So this story just it does end with a cuss word, but I won't say it. But I'll edit it so it so it looks like it or it sounds like it. Yeah. So me and my friends and my brother back in the day, we were all into Yu-Gi-Oh. Like we all had our own decks and everything. And we decided to start like a little Yu-Gi-Oh club between us. So every so often we would do like like mini tournaments. So 2 people would be dueling over at this table, 2 people over at that table, and the winners of each would go against each other or whatever. I don't think we had any prizes, so it was just like, I guess, bragging rights at that point, and just like having fun. But I remember there was one night I was dueling with a friend. And actually, this is the friend that I was dueling with. He's actually the one that that passed away a few years ago that I mentioned to you. Yeah. This is a funny memory that we had with him. We for some reason had the idea to like hey, let's duel, but let's pretend we're actually talking like characters in the show. Like how they always over exaggerate everything. So I think he was portraying Kaiba, and honestly, I don't remember who. I think I was probably portraying maybe Joey or something. I don't think I did Joey's voice.
I can see you doing Joey.
I don't think I did the accent though, but I think I was Joey because I definitely wasn't
an accent that he had at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
which is another good memory. The show, and I'll talk about that after that.
Yeah, he had like the little. I guess the New York or the Jersey accent, maybe New York accent.
He totally had like an Eastern Seaboard accent.
Yeah, but the memory was he was about to summon something like the best card in his deck, and he voiced it like I think it was I summon Blackluster Soldier, Void of the Beginning. And he's like, this card has two abilities. The first ability is, and then before he even finished it, I interrupted him. I was like, Regeki break, and he's like, F-. That memory, every time we think about it, is like that was
so mad that you. What did you say to him though that caused him to do that?
Oh no, because I set one of my traps. I think the trap was just the next thing that's summoned, you can use that card to instantly destroy it. He was like, this card has two abilities. The first ability is Regeki break. That memory will always live on.
All I can see at that moment, you remember when Yugi battled not Kaiba, Pegasus. When he battled Pegasus.
Yeah.
Maximilian Pegasus. And that was the big Toon World arc, which was amazing. Oh man, I remember waking up every morning to watch him fight or watch the battles during that Toon World arc, and finding out that Toon World Blue Eyes White Dragon was a thing. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's great.
Which is just funny because he had Toon World cards and they were all just OP because they were in Toon World.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was pretty cool. The show was really a big part of my childhood. I loved watching it every morning. It eventually got bad after it ended and all those other spin-offs.
Oh, yeah, once they started writing dueling while on motorcycles, that's when I was like, okay, I quit.
Yeah, no, that, and I think the only other cool thing was obviously the card holder that people could buy.
Oh yeah,
to battle like everybody else. Because let me tell you, seeing Yugi pull that thing out in the battles they had like on skyscrapers and stuff like that, when they finally got like Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, and then Ra the golden pigeon thing, I guess. But that was that crazy guy. I forget his name. It was the guy that had the dual personality.
Yeah, he was like
the last bad guy before the show ended.
Yeah,
here in the U.S.
I forget his name too.
Yeah.
But I'll put it on screen for later.
Yes. The names running through my mind and I can't bring it up for some reason. It's weird. Yeah. But yeah, I remember all of that, and then of course that dueling. I don't know. I called it a blade for some reason, but the dueling item that you can buy to put the cards there and stuff, which would probably not hold your cards the right way at all and probably fly off, but it was just cool to have because you hit the button and it just flies out or whatever.
Yeah, that's all we did with it.
Yeah. Did you have one, Brandon?
Yeah, we got one at some point.
Yeah, nice. So those are the fond memories. So I'm glad we were able to share those in memory of Kazuki Takahashi, right? I said it right again.
Kazuki, yep.
I need to stop doubting myself. I always have it, and I always doubt myself. I'm sorry, guys.
You just want to make sure you're like...
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm respectful about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason I keep asking. But yeah, Kazuki Takahashi, thank you so much for your contributions once again. And creating Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes. One of our favorite childhood memories that will forever live on. And yeah... Oh, and I keep going back to it. I remember the GameCube games I had. Man, I was so into Yu-Gi-Oh! I really liked it. The GameCube game was fun because it was like a strategy game, but with Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters. So I had Celtic Warrior. I had Summon Skull. Remember Summon Skull? He was another big card. Yeah, Summon Skull. And then I remember Karibo. I had Karibo.
Yeah.
Little Karibo, because Yugi loved using Karibo all the time. Yeah, it was like, winged Karibo. Yeah. Like he'd always summon some sort of Karibo. But like, you love Karibo, bro. Yeah. That was one of his cards. It's like having a Bulbasaur on your team.
Yeah, it is.
It's reliable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love all the memories. And I guess we can end the show with this one quick note, Brandon. I want to know your thoughts on the trailers that you've watched for the new Dragon Ball Z movie.
So it's weird. The beginning, I think it's like a 2-minute opening trailer. That animation looks amazing, Why they didn't make the whole movie that, I don't know. But pretty much, yeah. Obviously, everyone knows the whole movie animation is basically a long cutscene of the Dragon Ball Z games that we've seen in the past.
Wait, really? Is that what the new movie is going to be? That superhero movie?
Yeah, that is that like in between fights and like Tenkaichi or something, they have like the little cutscenes with
yes,
the same style animation. That's pretty much the whole movie animation style.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
so
gotcha.
It's very. I think I'll still see it. I'm still questionable about that animation, but some scenes did look pretty cool. And they do got Gohan back in his Namekian outfit, so I don't know if that's gonna like reawaken his when he was actually cool and make him cool again. And he did try to make a comeback in the Tournament of Power, and he contributed still, but he definitely would have destroyed everybody had he kept up his training.
And that's what we always wanted. That's what Jesse's always wanted. It was his favorite character, Teen Gohan. Mine's has always been Trunks, and they've kind of done Trunks dirty after that.
That is true. Yeah.
Cell arc.
Yeah. Like looking back on it, yeah. Like it was cool to see him like take on like Mecha Frieza and everything, but after that he tried to make a comeback in Super as well, but I still don't understand the hairstyle change, and his Super Saiyan didn't really look as cool as it did back in the day. It looked very downgraded. Yeah, that, and I liked jacked Trunks when he was jacked. After being in the hyperbolic time chamber, like to me it was just like I still find it dumb that he did. I don't know if you remember when he fought Cell, all he kept doing was just doing his Tri-Blast to hit him back into the hole. Was it him or Tien? Oh, that was Tien.
That was Tien. Yep. But I remember Trunks just being powerful enough to kill him, but being too slow to hit him, which I thought was silly. I just thought that was so silly. Because look at Broly. Broly is he's a beast, and he's that big, you know.
Yeah, it's very weird. They kind of had the whole transform into the next stage without losing your speed, I guess, in a way. So you keep this, so you don't sacrifice one thing for another, in a way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like Cell showed him he can do it too, but it's not. And Cell did it when Gohan was like destroying him. But he did it out of anger, of course.
Yeah.
And he just got embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, he got embarrassed big time. I mean, you got your butt handed to you by like a 12-year-old. So yeah. So that was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, good to know. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts once you actually watch the movie. But I definitely wanted to at least pick your brain about the trailers. Yeah, I mean, the last good movie, the best movie out of all the ones that have come out has to be Broly, the Broly movie.
Yeah, and it
has to be the Broly.
They definitely gave him. They definitely gave Broly a better reason to have his type of power instead of, because of the original, obviously not canon, but the original, he was angry at Goku or Kakarot because he was crying like next to him. And the abridged version, DBZ abridged, they make fun of it so hilariously. It's, like, what was it? The Broly's father was like you're probably wondering why Broly has so much power. It's because Kakarot cried next to him as a baby, and Vegeto's like, and what else? And he's like, that's it. He just kept crying a lot for like 3 hours. And then Vegeta's like, that's so dumb, but he's so cool. But that's so dumb.
Those abridged episodes are hilarious.
Yeah, I wish they kept going, but they had to slow down or pretty much stop because of the whole all the strikes they kept getting.
Oh, copyright strikes.
Yeah, so they stopped that Cell. They were gonna go to like Majin Buu, but they stopped there.
Well, at least we have some comedy gold
Yeah,
in all of those. So
yeah.
that's pretty good. But yeah, well, thank you, Brandon, for sharing your thoughts. And I guess we'll end the episode here. So thank you so much, guys, for watching on YouTube. If you're watching right now, remember to like, share, and subscribe. You can always find us under D-Pad Connect. Once again, this is a passion project to us. We just love doing what we do and talking about games and all of pop culture. So remember that you can also listen to us on Spotify, Anchor.fm, and Google Podcasts by simply searching D-Pad Connect or D-Pad Connect Podcast. All of them will take you to the same place. All roads lead one place. But but we thank you guys so much for listening, for watching, as always, for supporting, for just chiming in and listening to two crazy guys talk at, for rambling or do something.
Yeah.
I can't even talk myself. As you can see, there's bags under my eyes. I'm like ready for bed. But all the rambling that we do and just nonsense that we talk about. But thank you guys so much for just chiming in. We're simply just trying to build the community. We're simply just trying to be us and continuing to do what we love to do. So, Brandon, any final words before we leave?
Yes. Thank you again, Kazuki Takahashi, for the memories.
I think that is perfect, Brandon. Thank you so much. You always know what to say right at the end.
It's like I'm always scrambling, but I was like, that's a perfect.
No, but you really you hit it out the park. That's why I like going to you, because
Yeah.
I have nothing good to say besides my sign off. But I think that's great. So yeah, once again, Kazuki Takahashi, thank you so much for all of the contributions. Well said, Brandon. So we'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll see you guys on the next one.